Alright. It takes Xenogen. Yeah, they're making 0 food, so they're not even producing right now, so...
From the service.
Them.
Okay. What's happened? No demands. Okay. So they just white pieced out. That's great. That was a completely
Stalemated.
That was a completely useless war.
Killed for no reason. How do you feel?
Well, it was a meaningless war. Yeah, I still like our last online file. Convincing the Piscean Queen to go to war to stop war. Had to be the most interesting roleplay we did.
That was absolute bullshit though, because it's just like... Again, that file was like... I got away with not doing shit for like so long, so ridiculously long. I don't mean like not doing shit. I mean like I was just focusing on like building, improving on increasing like not even diplomatic relations, just focusing on my people and focusing on like different things. And like everyone was going to war around me. Everyone.
It's kind of like
everyone hated each other.
It's kind of like the VAG coalition here. He was about that size with, you know, a big corporation next to him and a big corporation next to him, and they all were going to war. The Gorf man, I feel so sorry for the Gorf Mandate. And that was a file we got to War in Heaven in-game crisis, or so that I called it. We, of course, had to split part ways because we had differing views. And then I proceeded to get dominated. So I chose the wrong side of the war, I guess. So we were able to say that game was pretty much done.
Yes. And, again, what Santa has failed to share with you guys is the interesting thing about Stellaris in general is each time we've played, I've made a mistake. There have been times where, like, during the Piscean profile, I actually convinced myself that I didn't need research stations. That I didn't need research at all, and that research was just something that was just not to be factored in at all. And it equated into like 3 nations just asking me if I wanted to be vassalized.
Construction.
And it's funny because, you know, I came in knowing kind of mostly, you know, I come in knowing some material because I've watched people play it. So, you know, Mystic Beast is coming in completely fresh. I played like an offline or file or two before I got him involved. So we were both still relatively new during the first time we streamed it. But, yeah, as we did our offline files, there was something to learn from each file. And, you know, what's even funny is we both, you know, changed up our nations. Like, I've, you know, personally played, you know, Materialist. I'm doing Pacifist now. I've done, you know, Militarist. I've played several different playstyles, all with their own FTL. Although the Wormhole Station FTL offline file, we're still it's still a very early game. We haven't gone back to it since we started streaming this one. But you know, that one's interesting. But yeah, Centaurian Nation, very first nation. Oven Nation, very first nation. Like all we
I
had.
have to say, like I said, the Adams update made this a shit ton more simpler because back when I played Centaurian Nation and stuff like that, like we didn't have this like faction system where you just have to satisfy your people quite literally. Like they would literally just like decide whether or not they wanted to rebel on you, and you kind of like had to like do like a lot of shit to keep them happy. And it was it was so nerve-wracking for me because let me tell you, before the Adams update, a defiant race was just bullshit. Honestly the way I can just describe it. It's just complete utter bullshit because no matter what you choose, there was always people that just didn't like what you were doing at all.
And just to, you know,
to a shit ton of negative bonuses.
and not to correct you too much, but the faction changes were in the Banks update, which was actually the update before Adams that we're playing now.
Well,
But
I don't know. Banks, Adams, I thought they were the same fucking thing.
it's still a game, yes. But basically the main thing that I just wanted to point out is just like, you know, it was interesting as we, you know, investigated our F2L methods, and here we are back on stream, going back to our roots. I mean, all we had to do for Banks/Adams with the Utopia expansion, all we really had to do is modify these ever so slightly to include civics, which, you know, if you guys don't already know, I have, you know, the Philosopher King and Efficient Bureaucracy options here. So the civics are there. Can I actually reform to include another civic? No, I don't have another civic. Okay. Yeah, I'm not reforming now.
My research fleet. What else can I research now?
Well, I mean, I'm going through some of the quicker ones just to catch up on some tech that I've passed up before. But according to my sensors, you're still quite inferior.
I am still quite inferior. How the hell? Okay.
Well, I mean, I am making 57 society and 63 engineering. Remember, I did a whole boost to engineering for that living metal. But, according to, Clan Speaker Barum, his, statement this time is, you think you know your people's rights better than they do. High Queen, you know nothing about rights or people. Pretty sure the Queen knows her people.
Pretty sure your queen knows Overwatch.
And Mystic Beast here has a warrior culture in meteorocracy civic here. No, it's actually funny having him as a warrior culture with that 20% army damage, plus his already, you know, Centaurian traits of very strong. Like, you definitely do not want a fight with his people on the land.
They're very, very, very sexy hulks. Like Narnia on steroids.
But, you know, my Titanic Beasts, they deal 5 to 10 damage, so, I mean, I'm pretty sure they can take on your Centaurians.
Ah. Fucking clone elves.
Oh, the Titanic Beasts are not the Clone Elves.
Research complete.
Clone Elves can only do 2 to 4. Alright, ooh, cannon. I never liked going for the cannon, but, like, I think I'm just gonna crack down and just go battleships. Go full battleships.
That's why you're fucking overwhelming to me. or something is because you have battleships. For some reason, it's not letting me roll the last fucking spaceport.
Well, see, for me, I'm still rolling guns, and I'm a pacifist. I don't know what's going on. I mean, I've already told you, most of my techs right now, I am running tier 3 lasers, tier 3 railguns. I mean, I could have gotten tier 3 missiles, but I opted for battleships instead. But when I finish this power upgrade, I'll be able to upgrade my shields. Right now I'm running tier 2 shields because I don't have enough power on my ships to do tier 3.
Gotcha.
$5K fleet. I want this 21 Arctic. I really do.
Construction complete.
Alright.
Investigate Pollux.
Should be looking into Unity, but actually, you go ahead and go for a third robot. Build the mining network here. Oh, we already have a governor. Okay. Your governor. Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead. And clear this, because I'm gonna go ahead and put Unity there.
Research complete.
Already almost done. We got research here. Hypercoms. Unity. Chemical bliss. Don't need that. I really don't. Genetic modification. Do I really need to go that route? Goes to society. I need to upgrade my physics more than anything. It's also quick tech. Does that? Jotunheim. Could just replace that with Clone Labs, couldn't I? Yeah, but it's not necessary. Ah, need capital. I don't want to spend minerals on a capital. Still there, Mystic Beast? Upgrade 76 versus 45. Oh, 51. We're gonna go science lab here because that will be cheaper. But I would rather upgrade this first. Physics lab, science lab. That's gonna fill out that tile. Rivalry. That's great. Stopped guaranteeing an advance.
Trial blocker cleared. Research complete.
Well, it looks like Mystic Beast is on his own as far as military goes, which is actually equivalent to mine according to sensors. Ooh, warp 3. Oh,
Construction complete.
well, I have to go warp 3. I don't want to just let that sit in the possibility column. Governors. Ooh, that looks like he's gearing up for something. 2K fleet. You can't be possibly stupid enough to just go attack. Guys, I mean, they've got a 5K fleet. That's what I thought. I think Mystic Beast might be having some technical difficulties here. Not gonna be a horrible thing, but it'd be nice to see if we can get him back. Trying to build up my fleet a little bit more. Want to, but I'm also trying to stay on top of here. We'll just go ahead and upgrade that to a capital now, but no, go ahead and
Construction complete.
Annenheim. May not be needed, but I'm gonna go ahead and put the power plant here. But time to clear this tile. The extra society research there.
System survey complete.
Gonna go ahead and take a brief moment here just to see if we can try to figure out Mystic Beast's technical difficulties here. It'll just be a brief moment, guys. Do apologize.